Good morning, guys. So we are in Paris today. It's very early. We're wearing masks because you have to wear masks now in Paris. And today we're going somewhere really special. So on y va. Sinan has been annoying me the whole time on the train. Afiyet olsun. Yeah. Did it taste good? So basically it's raining, and when we were booking our tickets, the meteo was basically saying that it's going to be sunny and it's going to be wonderful. Well, it isn't sunny and it isn't wonderful, but we're still enjoying it, and look how cool it is. The street is empty.
Yeah.
So now we've had our coffee. Earlier we were not in the mood. I needed my coffee. Sinan needed his what? Food. And now we can start the day. Because we got here at what time? At 10, but we have to wake up at 6, catch the trains and all of that.
Yeah.
And it's not raining as much. They promised to have some sun later in the afternoon. Hopefully that will be the case. For now, this is all we get for now. Now we are in front of Notre-Dame de Rouen, and this cathedral is absolutely incredible. You can see that the style on it is Gothic, but it's elaborate and late period of Gothic architecture. It's a little bit more detailed than, for instance, Notre-Dame de Paris. And funny thing about the tower on the right, it's called La Tour de Beurre, and which translates basically into the Tower of Butter. Now the thing is, it's not because of the color, but because people who were working to construct it, they were promised to get butter as payment. So yeah, that's the idea of this tower. It was added later, after the cathedral was constructed. So we're gonna go inside now. These are the men who reconstructed it afterwards. And here are the photographs of how it was destroyed during the Second World War. Now, here is the typical architecture of the old town. The reason why you see a lot of the wooden blocks or bars, let's say, is because back in the day when they were building these buildings, they didn't really have a lot of stone. It was expensive to transport. So instead they would make the skeleton of the building, and then they would plaster in between. So what is so special about Rouen? First thing, it used to be the second biggest and richest city after Paris. It's the capital of Normandie, the region that was hard hit by the Second World War bombings. And probably the most famous thing about it is the fact that this is the city where they burned Jeanne d'Arc at stake, right?
Yeah.
And so we will see later on the place where she was burned alive. And it's also a city that has a lot of spires because there are a lot of churches around. And as I said earlier, the architecture is very particular to this region due to the fact that they couldn't use a lot of stone, white stone, for their buildings. So this is Hôtel de Ville. It's actually quite big. And this is the Abbey of Saint-Ouen. We're gonna go there a little bit later. It's closed right now. They will reopen at 2 p.m. and apparently today is going to be a concert with the organ and I forgot what the other instrument was, but I think it's flute. Can't remember. But yeah. And right there at the back you can see that's the Notre-Dame de Rouen, the cathedral with the highest spire in the country. And that's Sinan, who is now in the frame going to clean his shoes. Now here is an interesting building. This is Palais de Justice, and it's one of the very few Renaissance buildings that are still available, that still exist in Rouen. As you can see, there are a lot of bullet holes and on the facade because of the war that was going on. I find it interesting that they've kept the bullet holes and they've kept all the damage as a reminder, I guess, of the war. Now it must be noted that this clock also follows it displays the phases of the moon as well as the months. It's just stunning. So now we're approaching the old market space, and in 1960s, I believe, they built a church that they dedicated to Jeanne d'Arc, because this is precisely the place where she was burned. And we're hoping that the church is open now, so we're going and check it out. The church itself is very new, like it's the architecture itself is reminiscent of a boat, because Normandie is the region that basically has the sea. It has the, you know, La Manche, and what that means is that the region is heavily reliant on seafood and the sea itself. So yeah, let's see how it looks inside. As you can see, the church itself, it looks like a boat. At the same time, it looks like fish bones. The windows. So now we're next to the place where Jeanne d'Arc was burnt on 30th of May 1431, and there is a cross installed to commemorate that event. I'm just gonna go on a short walk just to show you guys the size of this place. I mean, I am lost for words. The sheer scale is just overwhelming. And the beauty of it is just incredible. I can't. So we just finished the concert, and it was basically an organ and trumpet concert. They played pieces by Bach and others. I can't remember now, but it was fantastic. It was so beautiful. What do you think?
Yeah, it was good.
What did you like about it?
It was relaxing and everybody just chilling out. So
Actually, funny thing is there were quite a bit of old people, and
yeah,
very
5%.
like yeah, and quite a lot of them actually fell asleep halfway through, which was a bit funny. But then they woke up at the end.
Yeah, thankfully.
So it was incredible because the organ itself was from 1630. It was an old instrument, and it's just incredible to know that the music came from an instrument that's almost 390 years old, no?
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So that was it, guys. That was nice. What a nice send-off. That was it, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. If you like this video and content, please subscribe, give us thumbs up and hit that notification button, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Okay, we just arrived to Rouen, and the first visit was to Notre-Dame de Rouen. So now we are in the Normandy, and okay, so we just arrived to Normandy. We are in Rouen. As you see, we just have the first visit to the Cathédrale Notre-Dame de Rouen, and it's the capital of Normandy.
Cathedral is the capital of Normandy.
Did it do it? Start? Okay, so we are just in Rouen. It's the capital of Normandy, and we are just in front of the cathedral. Not the cathedral, sorry. We are just in front of the Notre Dame.
I'm gonna edit this, okay?
Okay. So we are just in front of the Notre Dame. It's one of the biggest cathedrals in France, and it's very historic.
Oh, so just stop.
Okay, now your turn.
So we're gonna go and explore it right now, and
we will let you know how it goes.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we are just in front of the Notre Dame de
Oh,
Rouen.
for sake.
Why?
We're in Normandy, we're in Rouen, capital of Normandy. Forget about the cathedral. I will do it. Oh, start.
Okay.
Don't say okay, just
Okay.
start.
So we are just in Normandy. It's the capital of.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
start.
okay. So we are just in Rouen. It's the capital of Normandy. As you see, we are just in front of the Notre Dame de Rouen, and it's one of the biggest cathedrals in Paris.